Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about the importance of having zero tolerance for toxic people. So this is clearly define basically what I consider a toxic person. So there's no kind of confusion. And basically, what I consider a toxic person is someone who you just feel awful around and that you feel drained around them a lot of the time. Someone that makes you feel bad about yourself. So basically, you feel more drained from the interaction than you do feel uplifted. So if you feel, horrible after spending a certain amount of time with someone, and it's something that happens consistently, then I would assume that's someone who is toxic, someone who makes you feel awful about yourself, basically. So you gotta have zero tolerance for this kind of thing and these kinds of people because life is tough already, right? Life is already pretty hard, and just having these kinds of people that drain you around you all the time, like having these energy vampires that just suck out all of the happiness from your life, basically. If you have people like that in your life, then it's just going to make life so much more difficult for you, so much more worse. And you don't want to do that. You want to be around people that uplift you, that celebrate you, that make you feel good about yourself. Because if you have mostly negative people or you're around negative people a consistent amount of time, it's going to affect your mood, it's going to affect your life, it's going to affect how you feel about yourself, it's going to affect your productivity, it's going to affect how you treat yourself. So you need to really avoid people that make you feel crap about yourself a lot of the time, because it's just, life is tough already and you just don't need that kind of energy in your life. So it may be the case that you can't really cut them out of your life completely. Like, let's say, for example, like their family members or their co-workers, they're people that you spend a lot of time with. But what I find you can do, though, what is in your control, is how much time you do spend with them. So you could spend a limited amount of time with people like this. You could limit your time around them. So for example, if it's people that you go to work with, you could decide to go and have your lunch somewhere else, or you could decide that you're not going to, stand so much at the water cooler, or, chatting with them all the time. Like, you can limit the amount of time that you talk to them and things like that, and you can do your own thing. You could even ask your boss if you could do more solo projects instead of, having to work with your co-workers who are miserable. And if it's your family, and this is really sad, but you just spend limited amount of time with them. Spend less time with those people in your family that say these kinds of things to you, and they're bringing you down. And it may be the case that you may need to actually communicate with them, because it might be the case that they don't know how they're making you feel. So it's good to obviously say to them, look, when you speak to me like this, like when you talk to me like this, it makes me feel really down and it makes me feel really drained. Can we just not talk about this topic anymore? Or can you just, stop talking to me in this way? Because it's making me feel awful and I don't want to feel awful, and it's making me not want to spend time with you, and I really want to spend time with you. So can we just, talk about something different? Or can we just, stop talking to each other in this way, because it's not nice, and I love you and I care about you and I want to spend time with you, but this is making me want to not be around you anymore, right? It's making me want to limit my time with you. And hopefully, if they love you and care about you, then they will change their behavior and they will start speaking to you in the way that you prefer. But if they don't, then you really do need to start limiting your time away from them, because it might be the case that they just don't know how they're making you feel. And if that's the case, then you communicate with them, tell them how important it is to you, and they will change their behavior. But if not, and they don't change their behavior after you've done that, then you really do need to limit the amount of time that you spend with them. Obviously, like I said, it's more difficult to do that kind of thing with family, because they are probably people that you are obligated to see from time to time, even if it's just at the holidays or something like that. But it's still, your family members, and it's very difficult to cut those kinds of people out of your life completely. But you can limit the amount of time that you spend with them. But before you do that, before you cut back on time with them, it's probably best to have a talk with them and communicate how you're feeling and how important it is to you that you feel a little bit more uplifted when you're around them, because like I said, it's making you want to avoid them. Now, of course, then there's the thing of cutting some people out of your life, because it could be the case that these toxic people could be friends, or they could be lovers. Now, those are people that you don't really have to keep on spending your time with if you don't want to. You can cut those kinds of people out of your life. And the more negative people who suck the energy out of you basically and make you feel horrible about yourself, the more you cut those kinds of people out of your life and limit the amount of time you spend with them, the better your life is going to be. And by the fact that you spend less time with those kinds of people, you will be able to find new people that you can spend time with, who do uplift you, who do make you feel good about yourself, who don't make you feel horrible about yourself. You want to always be trying to aim to find friends like that, find lovers like that, who make you feel good about yourself, as opposed to making you feel horrible about yourself. Because the reason why I say you gotta have zero tolerance for toxic people and people that make you feel horrible about yourself is because life is already tough, life is already difficult. And so it's better for you to find people that make you feel good about yourself, that can help you feel more productive and more successful and more happy. Because if you're around happy people, you do, kind of vibe off their energy. You do kind of absorb their energy in a way. And when you're around negative and sad people, you also absorb that energy as well. You've got to basically protect your energy. You've got to protect your mental energy, and because it really does affect so many parts of your life. And if you are consistently around people that make you feel bad, then if your life isn't working out and things aren't going well right now, then it's no wonder basically, because you just don't have the energy. You don't feel good about yourself because you're always around people that are belittling you or making you feel awful about yourself in other ways, or they just keep on talking about negative things, and it just drains you. It's no wonder that things aren't working out well for you if you're consistently around people that make you feel that way. Now, of course, you have to take some responsibility for how you react and how you behave, but it doesn't help, basically, if you've got negative people as well. Of course, it's always your choice, how you spend your time. It's always your choice, basically, to make yourself feel better after you've been around people like that. But again, it makes it so much more difficult. It makes it difficult to do those kinds of things. It's difficult to have the self-discipline to uplift yourself when you've been consistently around people that are negative and toxic and make you feel awful, right? I know it's not the be-all end-all, cutting people out and cutting toxic people out, because you do have some responsibility, but it does help. I made a video recently on what to do if someone's not making the effort. Now, that is more to do with romantic relationships, but the methods in it basically still work with toxic people as well. So I highly recommend that you go and watch that video as well, because that may give you some more insights onto this kind of topic. And if you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if there's anything that you would like me to discuss in a future video, if there's anything that you would like me to answer, then please leave that down in the comments. And if you haven't done so already, please leave a like on this video, and also please do subscribe, because that really does help my channel out, and it helps other people find these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.